The world's largest cruise line has seen a doubling of bookings since relaxing the vaccination requirements on board their ships. And I'm pretty sure they're not alone. Plus, if you're one of those folks that wishes you could upgrade your next cruise, there's another line that's bringing it in. And it's in the Carnival family, which means this could go all the way up. We're going to talk about it. And with lost luggage on the rise, I'm going to share a few tips and tricks to help prevent and survive a lost luggage encounter. And Royal Caribbean has debuted the first episode about their newest ship. Let's roll the intro. Welcome to the Midships channel. I'm your Captain Corey, and thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. And as you can see, I'm finally back from my cruise up to Alaska. I spent the last 7 days cruising on board the Carnival Splendor with a couple of travel days thrown in for good measure. The internet, I gotta say, was not sufficient really to get any work done meaningfully on board the ship, so sorry for the sparseness of the Midships episodes over the last week or so. I'm back here in Florida for about 2.5, 3 weeks before I head to the Carnival Valor on the 5th of next month. So the episode should start going boom, boom, boom every day. I've got some amazing vlog content coming. Gonna be the best vlogs I've done so far on this channel. And yes, I know I still owe you vlogs from the MSC Seashore. I promise I'm working on those as well. But let's get right into today's cruise news. And the big story with Carnival relaxing their protocols just a week ago. Well, a week ago tomorrow, they have come out now and said, well, as a result of these relaxed protocols, we have seen our bookings double. And it may or may not be the case. Correlation doesn't mean causation here. Carnival says that the Monday of this week, which was like 4 days ago, they saw twice as many bookings as they did on that same Monday in 2019. So, like I said, correlation doesn't exactly equal causation, but the bookings are going the right direction for the world's largest cruise line, which means they're probably going the right direction for the rest of the cruise lines too. MSC, we're still looking at you to update your protocols here. Are you gonna be the vaccinated cruise line here in the US? If you are, why don't you come out and say it? And if you're gonna change the protocols, why are you leaving all of us with bookings on your cruise line confused and wondering what happens next? And since we've got Carnival on our mind, why don't we talk about sister brand Princess Cruises? Yeah, they're under the Carnival Corporation umbrella, and they've just come out and said, we're going to offer and introduce an upgrade bidding program. So this is going to be similar if you've cruised Royal Caribbean, the Royal Up, or if you've cruised on MSC, the MSC Upgrade Program. You basically get an email once your final payments are made and you're somewhere between your final payment and when you sail, and it's gonna offer you certain types of upgraded categories. So for instance, I have an MSC cruise coming up on the 17th of September. I got an email earlier today saying, hey, would you like to go into Yacht Club in a Yacht Club interior for like $360 a person, times 2, it's double occupancy, but I cruise alone. Alas, this is coming to Princess Cruise Line. You are soon going to be able to bid on an upgrade on select sailings. Yes, they say select sailings, but you know, this is going to be a popular thing and it's going to be a moneymaker for the cruise line because those higher end, more expensive cabins, they're harder to fill than the interiors, the ocean view, and the balcony cabins that cost less and more people frankly can afford and book their way in. It's a lot easier for these cruise lines to sell an interior or an ocean view or a balcony than it is for them to sell a grand suite, for instance. So these bidding for upgrade programs, it's a win for the cruise line and it's a potential win for cruisers like you and me. I say potential because as soon as they accept your bid, they take your money and they assign you a room that you don't get to pick necessarily. So if you're a sensitive Sally like myself, well, this might not be the path for you. But if you're somebody who's a little bit more accepting of wherever you are on the ship, don't mind a little bit of noise, a little bit of people stepping on top of you on the Lido deck in the buffet or the gym, the upgrade program for Princess might be calling your name. And speaking of upgrades, why don't you upgrade your next cruise by checking out my Amazon affiliate store? Yeah, I know these segues are getting better and cheesier by the day. Check out this Cruise Nerd shirt. I'm wearing the red version right now. It's available in all kinds of colors, sizes. You can even get it as a hoodie or a sweatshirt. You'll see it coming up in the Alaska Cruise blogs. Check it out. There's a link in the description below and one boom, boom, boom right up there. Now back into the cruise news. Port Canaveral is crying whale as there's a new speed limit that's going to be enforced because of an endangered whale species that very occasionally makes its way down into the waters around Central Florida. The particular species of whale in question here is the North Atlantic right whale. I think I have that right, but I'm not a marine biologist, so don't quote me here. Now, this new speed limit is seasonal, so it's going to go from mid-November through mid-April. So think Thanksgiving through tax day. Essentially, it's the 15th of each month. And basically, it's going to slow these cruise ships down until they're 5 or 10 miles out to sea because of the way this whale feeds. It skims right across the top and it eats all those little floaty bits. Again, not a marine biologist, but this is going to be maybe a potential problem, and it could cause some delays getting into or coming out of port during that season at Port Canaveral, so we're going to have to keep an eye on it. And something else you might want to keep an eye on is YouTube, because Royal Caribbean has a new show. Yeah, it's a thing nowadays. Cruise lines are making shows about themselves and their ships. Norwegian's done it, now Royal Caribbean's doing it, and they're talking about their brand new ship, the Icon of the Seas. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, Icon of the Seas is going to be a brand new class of ships. Altogether, it's going to be larger than the largest ships ever built, which are right now Oasis class ships, particularly the Wonder of the Seas. So this new Icon of the Seas has its own television series, essentially, and if you'd like to watch it, I'll drop a link down in the description below this video, and you can check it on out, or why don't I just pin it after this episode? That would be the easiest, and the YouTube algorithm rewards me a bunch if you stay around watching other videos after mine. Let's talk about one of the biggest fears for travelers, particularly those who fly and cruise, and that's lost luggage. I know I've been, knock on wood, fairly lucky with all the travel I do to have only had one lost luggage situation, and it was on my way home, so it didn't really put a damper on anything. But according to reports from Business Insider, airlines are losing a record amount of luggage right now. So let's talk about some things you can do to minimize your risk of having this lost luggage ghost come and haunt your cabin on your next cruise. Well, the biggest thing that you can do, you can fly in the day before, and you can fly direct. Try to avoid flights that bump around, and very much so, do not change your flight if you can ever avoid it after you've given your bags to the airline. That's going to be the biggest advice that I can give you to avoid the lost luggage nightmare visiting you on your next cruise. And another thing you can do to help not necessarily prevent lost luggage, but maybe help find it sooner, is to get an AirTag. Have you ever heard of these tiny little dots that Apple sells that actually are little trackers that use everybody else's iPhones to help find where your stuff is? Yeah, I've seen some other prominent YouTubers using them recently, and I'm probably gonna steal that idea for my next cruise because I've never been to New Orleans, and I don't know if I trust Spirit Airlines right now after all that I've heard lately and some recent experiences I've had myself. So I'll report back to you on how effective the AirTags are. Again, they're not going to help you prevent lost luggage, but they are going to help you maybe locate it a little sooner, or at least give you some peace of mind. Well, that's going to do it for today's cruise news. Thank you so much for sticking it out all the way to the end. I really appreciate you if you made it this far. Make sure you subscribe to the channel with the notification bell turned on. And until tomorrow, we'll see ya on the Midships. I am so glad to be home from that Alaska cruise. It was wonderful. It was amazing. I saw bears. I saw bald eagles. I saw salmon swimming. And you're going to see all of these in the vlogs coming up. I even ate poutine from a very interesting place. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably already know. Thank you so much for sticking it through to this little bonus segment at the end. Leave a comment below. Does the lighting or the camera look any better to you? I've done some changes and I'm curious if it's better or if it's worse. Hey, thanks so much. We'll see you in tomorrow's episode.